We're going to go ahead and cover circuits again. We need to know what a circuit actually is. And you're going to get time to experiment with it. But a circuit is really just a complete path around which electricity can flow. It has to include a source of electricity such as battery. And then you're going to use what we call, well, you're going to use wires, and they're going to be called conductors. And that way, once you hook them into wherever you're going, it's going to create a complete circuit. We're going to cover the basics of a circuit. You need a power source. You need output, which in this case we're going to use as our 3.7 volt bulb. And you're going to need a couple of pieces of, in this case, wire, which are going to be our conductors. They conduct electricity. On any given, and you can see that the ends have been cut off. On any given battery, you have a positive and a negative. In this case, with this 9-volt battery, the button sticking up that looks like it's got a place to store something, that's your negative. And this one that's not as wide is your positive. A lot of batteries will also have it marked on the side, and you can see the positive. So on the other style battery, depending on which style that you're being given, let me pull one out so you can see it. You have, again, you have a positive. It's the little button that sticks up off the top, marked with a plus sign. And then the flat side on the bottom is your negative. And this battery does not mark it so at the negative, so it's just the positive that's marked. So going back to what we need to do, the whole idea behind a circuit is we want to light the bulb. And you can do this with your fingers. You will not get burned. But what we're going to do is I need to connect my wires to my bulb stand. And if you don't have a bulb stand, it's okay. I'm going to show you two different ways. So again, this is going back to what we need for a basic circuit. I'm going to do, let me get my wire bent the right way. And now you can see that when I touch my two, let me do it this way so you can see the bulb as well. When I touch my two, and I now have a closed circuit. If I take one away, that's an open circuit. When I close the circuit, it is now illuminated. Okay, so I'm doing it this way. If I didn't have this little clip thing, it will still work. You might want to use a piece of electrical tape. And I believe that you have all of these there, but I'm just showing you a couple different ways to do this. So let me pull off a couple pieces of electrical tape. Just small ones, just enough to hold something in place, because it gets a little complicated unless you're an octopus and you have many hands. So this time I'm just going to do this backwards. I'll just tape my wire. I'm going to tape my wire to the top. And I think I'll just pull it out the side. It might make it easier for me. Tape one to the positive and one to the negative. And I said that backwards, my apologies. No, I said that right. I had to think about that. Okay, now my lighting source, I'm just going to take my wire and take my wire up. And if it doesn't light, what does that mean? It means that somewhere something has come loose. So again, try, because the light bulb was many, many times over before it was figured out. Same thing again. We're just laying it on the table. That might help. We'll touch it. Again, no light, so that means I have something loose. And I do. That one's loose. This one's very loose. And now you see why I have a little light bulb holder. Again, we'll try again. So I'll continue to work with this because this one keeps coming loose. That's part of the reason I have the light bulb holder. Also, I'm probably working with wire that is thicker than what you have. So let me pull out thinner wire really quick and I'll show you what this should do, because it's just not cooperating. I'm going to do this one real quick because I just happen to have this one sitting here. I'm going to hold it with my fingers. Touch the bulb. And apparently it just doesn't want to light today. So let me go back to the other one. Light again. And again, now you see why I have a light bulb holder. This is just thinner wire that for me, since I'm doing this by myself because I have my trusty camera person holding everything else. And for some reason it just doesn't want to light. So I'll go back to my light bulb holder again to show you that it'll work. I'm going to put my bulb in the stand. Clip in my wires. And let's try this again. Well, there we go. That one doesn't want to stay. So again, it's all about testing. Go ahead and we're going to light the bulb. There we go. Now we have an illuminated bulb. Let me move that so you can see it on camera. We now have an illuminated bulb because it's a closed circuit. So that's how this is just a review for circuitry. And you're going to be doing a couple other things as we get into our saltwater circuit. You're also going to be making a human circuit. So I'll check back in with you shortly as we get ready to build our saltwater circuit.